Hi, welcome back to Farmer's Daughter Coffee Company. So I decided to sit down with Chloe today and talk about some of the things that have surprised her in her first week of running her coffee shop. So, what's the first thing that comes to mind that has surprised you this week?
Well, we ran out of everything. Everything. Cups, vanilla, everything.
So, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, they came out of the gate very strong, doing a lot more business than they expected to do, and that's great for business. But it's also very difficult because you don't want your first impression to be, we're out of that. And we had several customers where they would go down the list and say, I want this, this, and this, and we're out of all of those things. So that was very, very stressful to deal with. What's the next thing on your list?
We had no good times to train employees because we were insanely busy from the very beginning. We've never had a slow time that I can really have a good time to explain things to them. And so we want to make a good first impression to all the customers. But my employees are brand new. A lot of them are still in high school. None of them have worked in coffee before. And so I can't watch every drink and make sure that everything that's going out is good.
Almost every employee here, this is their very first job. So they're learning not only work ethic and sticking to a schedule and all of those things, but also trying to pick up on how to make drinks and what ingredients go in each drink. And there's a lot to it. And I think they've all done extremely well, but at the same time, we've also had a few customers come in and say, this drink does not taste like it's supposed to. It's different than the last time that I had it, and several things like that, where we've had to smooth things over with customers and then kind of try to go back with employees and iron those details out. A lot of moving pieces to opening a coffee shop for sure. So another thing that I have noticed on social media is we get a lot of inquiries about special needs like gluten-free, dairy-free, or different allergens and things like that. So were you prepared for that?
I was prepared for the dairy-free and a little bit of the sugar-free also. And I think we have a lot of options for those, but we don't have a lot of gluten-free options. And the biggest thing is that they're expensive to buy. And I also am scared of the liability of making it because of the cross-contamination. And so I don't really know how to go about gluten-free stuff.
Yeah, so that's something we'll have to research and maybe adapt to. And I think for me, one of the things that has kind of caught me off guard is how many people want to offer suggestions about flavors you should carry, or pastries, or sandwiches, or whatever product that they seem to like. And you can't please everyone. Not to mention, you learn very quickly that it's important to have simplicity in your options. The baking side of things, we were offering a lot more homemade items the first day or two than we are offering now, because we figured out there's not enough time to keep up with the baking and get all of those items ready. We had to kind of switch over to some ready-made products that we could bake in the oven and have those available that are still cost effective. So that's one that I wasn't really prepared for. I thought it was great to offer the homemade items, but in a real world setting, you start to figure out very quickly why a lot of places don't do that. So you have kind of two specialty bakery items that you guys are going to keep in stock. Tell us about those.
Yeah, we have a homemade Pop-Tart, and that one is pretty easy to make. We have sheets of pie dough, and so we cut that into rectangles and we put whatever filling on the inside, bake them, and then put a topping on the outside. So the only thing that's super time consuming with that is if we make something we come up with our own glaze or icing or something like that. But for the most part, it's all it's still a homemade product, and we can decorate it how we want, but we can make them quickly and it doesn't take very long. And we also have the Supreme croissants, which I've not made a ton of. Those are a little more time consuming and difficult to make, but they're very good, and we always sell out of them.
Those are two fantastic items. They taste really good. They're a great product because it's something different that nobody else carries. Now, I'll share one more thing that kind of caught us off guard, because it's hard to cover everything and make everyone happy. And when you post pictures on social media, of course, everyone's a critic, so you'll get criticism about the prices of your items or the way that they're displayed. We posted one bakery item without covers over it, and people were commenting about it, not that they were going to dry out. Well, there's something about presentation in a picture. People just think that they know the whole picture when they look at something on social media, and so that can kind of get to you a little bit, kind of bother you, because you want to do things right, you want to make people happy. For us, this is super exciting, and we've got a great product here, and so it's kind of hard to see where the criticism is coming from sometimes, but you got to be prepared for that too. But social media is huge for marketing in today's business world, and so you have to have social media presence in order to get the local community sharing your items. All right, so anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap this one up?
I was not prepared to work long hours. I've known for a long time that I was going to have to be here open to close, but I didn't realize how exhausting it was going to be. And I also imagined that I would be able to like take breaks and go sit in the office, but so far I felt too guilty to do that for more than 5 minutes at a time. And so I've been putting in 15-hour days all week, and I don't know when I get to stop that. So that's not very fun.
That really is. Chloe and Jana both have been here from like 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. almost every day this week. And they're going to have to be until they get their employees up to speed to where they can maybe split shifts and one open and one close. And that will get better over time, but it's going to take some time. So, all right. Well, any last words?
No.
All right. Well, we appreciate you all watching.
Stay groovy.